I first got the booster board in July this year, and I had to actually put the order in last July, and it's taken this long to get it. I've had this since July, and it was an awesome bit of kit. The range was really bad. The range was really poor. It's supposed to be 7-mile range, but I only got about 3.5 miles out of it. For my height, for my weight, that was all I could get out of this board. This board I got maybe a month ago, maybe a month and a half ago, and I'm getting 18 miles out of this board. I'm really covering a lot of territory with the board. 18 miles out of one charge, and I've been going pretty flat out on it, so that's pretty good range. And now you're thinking, well, why do I have 2 of these? It got a bit tiring not knowing when the battery was going to run out, because 3.5 miles, that's easily done. You can easily do that. And then you got no power, you got to try and figure out where you can charge it, or a lot of the times it was just a pain in the ass to try and find somewhere to charge it. The Evolve, on the other hand, 18-mile range, you just don't get the battery anxiety. Speed-wise, the booster does about 22 miles per hour. This can do about 26 miles per hour. Just because the board can go 26 miles per hour, you don't want to do 26 miles per hour, because when you come off of that, you just cannot run it off. You just cannot run off 26 miles per hour. You can't run that fast, or I can't run that fast. And it really does hurt when you come off. You don't want to be doing fast speeds on it. You just want to find a good speed, maybe 18 to 20 miles per hour, cruise around, check out the sights, have fun. Speed, don't worry about it, it's got enough there. So the practicalities of these boards, well, the booster board is lighter, but the range is like 3.5 miles. So for all it's worth, I'd rather have a heavier board that can do 18 miles and just carry around the extra weight. Besides, you don't carry this thing, you're on it all the time. This is the booster board version 2. This is a Dual Plus. Has the ordinary battery, which only has about, they say they're supposed to have 7 miles, but I've only done 3.5 miles out of each charge. To me, I wouldn't buy this again, and I wouldn't advise anybody else to buy this one. It's really more of a first time try board. You're gonna have fun with it, but the range is so poor that you're gonna run out. You're gonna get bored of it pretty quick. What it's like when you're on it and you're going some speed, on ordinary roads, it can be very harsh on your feet. You will get vibration white feet. It really isn't feet friendly at all. Whereas the Evolve, however, I could probably do about 15 miles before my feet start to hurt. That's a long way to go. Even though this board is quite springy, it still doesn't absorb the vibrations enough. You don't ride these things with your feet in the middle. The board is very stiff, but it still absorbs the impact, and it still absorbs the vibrations. The Evolve board is a lot lower down to the ground than the booster board is, which kind of makes it a little bit more like a longboard should be. What are the trucks like for carving? To me, this one goes to the Evolve board. Yeah, the booster board is quite resistant to carving. So this one is the best for carving. You want to go down the streets and you want to be carving. That's the best one to have. In terms of rolling resistance, the Evolve board wins. To me, the Evolve board has less resistance. This is the Evolve control. This is its downfall, in my opinion. They must have designed this on a Friday afternoon, because they seem to have dropped the ball on this. However, it does have a few functions that the booster board doesn't have. This is the booster board control. Very, very simple. This doesn't have some of the features that the Evolve control has. The good thing about this is that you can change the speed settings while you are actually in motion on the Evolve board, which you can't do on the booster board. What I do not like about this is this. That's to go. Problem is, the brakes aren't all that good, and it's so hair trigger like. If you're in the fast mode and you just put a little bit too much, you're going to come off the board. You have to be really incremental on the control. It's very hair trigger light. The other problem is there's no dead man switch. If you're off the board and you're standing next to it and you accidentally pull the trigger, the board will go. That is the only thing I do not like about this control. It needs a dead man switch. But it does need a dead man switch, because if you accidentally pull that trigger. Reliability. I've not had this very long. I've only done about maybe around 100 miles on this board, and the motor on this board has already gone bad. Booster board took 5 days to respond to my email, and another 7 days to post out a new motor for this board. Everything on here is very modular. You can replace things and fix things yourself. So the plus side is that I didn't have to send this back all the way over to America to get it repaired. There was a reason for that interruption, but today I'm picking it up from where we left off. Regarding the e-boards, I now only have one board. Do I recommend booster board? No. Do I recommend Evolve? Hell yeah. It's such a cool board. It's such a cool board to get out and about. It's the greatest way to get out and about in the city. Forget the Boris bikes, get yourself one of these. It's a great way to cover a lot of territory in a very short amount of time. The reason why I had two at the same time is the booster board actually went wrong. The motor on it went bad. So I had to get a new motor out from America. They took so long getting the motor out to me that in that time I went out and bought the e-board. It's expensive, but it's worth the money. It's expensive, but yeah, it's expensive.